Welcome to the Eutaw Street Banter podcast.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode here on the Eutaw Street Banter podcast. I'm Cody, and with me, like always, is Elijah. I guess not always, because he wasn't here last week. So, welcome back.
I got kicked out.
Yeah, I don't happen.
Yeah, just you know, I don't know if you can see, I have a little busted up lip here. He beat me up, so I told him.
Yeah, I didn't beat him up, but my daughter did.
Yes, yeah.
Her,
she teamed up with Minnie Mouse to take me down.
Yep.
Threw a little toy at my face, but you know, I'm still here.
Yeah,
we battled through.
Yeah, luckily our Orioles can catch the ball better than Elijah.
Yeah. Thank God.
So welcome everybody to another episode here. It is our first episode of the summer, as summer just started a few days ago.
Felt like the summer for much more than a few days.
Yeah, it's like 100 degrees. So we're
pretty miserable outside.
Yeah, we're really, we're enjoying that. Luckily, we can do our podcast inside. Thank goodness. God. But let's jump right in, because that's what you're here for, right? We're gonna get into this week in non-Orioles news.
Well, our first news is Orioles related.
Oh, that's true.
And it is some sad.
I had to put this first.
Yeah, this is important. So Luis Guevara, I believe is how you pronounce his name. Don't pronounce that wrong. He did pass away this past week. He was an Orioles minor league player. He actually made it up to Double-A, I believe, or was it just Single-A? But it's very tragic. He passed away. He was very young. It's always tragic when anyone passes away. But prayers go out to him, his family, anyone that knew him. I know it's always kind of sad when baseball players pass away like this, and I didn't really know him because I don't have a super understanding of most of our prospects. But it's still it's a serious thing that we did need to talk about.
Absolutely.
And then getting into some less serious stuff. Well, it's still serious though. College baseball
college baseball,
wrapped up now. LSU is the new champion. They beat Coastal Carolina in the College World Series, and it was an interesting series. It kind of felt unfair going into it because I don't know if there was a single person that thought Coastal Carolina really had a chance.
Yeah, I was hoping though.
I was hoping too, because I mean it's LSU. You don't want them to win every year, but
yeah.
I mean they probably have Paul Skeens wishing he was still with them because at least
he'd get a win.
Yeah. The one thing that I know I was just saying to you that I think is just so stupid is the umpire situation that happened.
Yeah.
You had the Coastal Carolina coach was arguing in the first inning of the game and bumped into the umpire. The umpire tripped and fell
over the other umpire's foot.
Yeah. And he's suspended for 3 games, you said?
Two or three. I can't remember.
And that goes into next season.
Yeah.
So he's going to start the season not even being able.
That's crazy. Meanwhile, that umpire came running full speed at him.
Yeah.
So fast that he says, the Coastal Carolina's coach said, is because he was so unathletic that he couldn't stop and not trip over the other umpire's foot. And it was just, meanwhile, because the umpire that fell right back, but the coach is moving to the left.
Yeah.
So that doesn't make sense.
It wouldn't make sense for him to fall the way he fell if it was because he.
Yeah, you wouldn't trip over your feet. If you push, you would see a shoulder shrug or something.
Yeah,
he tripped over his feet.
It's just kind of another instance of umpires making it about themselves.
Absolutely.
Whether it's MLB or college.
Crazy.
And the A's, they have broken ground on their new facility, whatever they're going to try to make it be like. I think they'll just put a giant dome on it and make it like the Sphere.
That would be sick.
Just the inside of it.
But because like
Reggie Jackson highlights.
And you know what they would do? So the A's, listen up. Here's what you should do. So you don't really have fans that usually come to your games. Do the Sphere, and then it'll all just be like back in COVID when it was just screens, just all around you where people were just looking, watching you through the computer. That way you're always a sellout because you just make the screen bigger and bigger for the least.
Well, and then what you do is you can have it like, it's concert night at the ballpark, and you just have like a concert going on while the game's going.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like they keep it interesting. I mean, who wants to go see the A's?
Yeah.
It's better than where they're at, right?
Yeah.
One thing that did happen. So I am going to talk about some stuff that's happened a little bit more than just this past week because I wasn't here last week and Cody missed some news that I thought should be mentioned.
All right.
And one of it is about a former Oriole, Wade Miley. He was actually listed in court as being a supplier to Tyler Skaggs. And this is throughout the Tyler Skaggs trial because he passed away I believe it was 2018.
Yeah, I can't.
2018 or 2019, somewhere around there. Tragically passed away. He overdosed. But now Wade Miley has been listed as who gave him the substances, which is a pretty crazy thing. I'm sure there's more legal proceedings that'll happen, but it's definitely interesting that this is kind of a case that's still being brought up. You kind of feel for his family. That's still ongoing and stuff, taking so long to figure out. But it's a serious thing that really does need to be taken seriously.
Yeah.
Paul Skeens, it's come out now that other teams have been already offering trades to the Pirates.
Wow.
So you may not see him be in the Pirate jersey for too much longer.
That's crazy.
I mean, his value's never going to be higher than now because he's got so much time left on his rookie contract, obviously. But he's, one of the best pitchers on the planet. I don't know. I think he has like a top 3 ERA in the National League right now.
But if you trade him, then you're basically saying that you never, as a franchise, expected.
Well, you don't expect to be good for the next 5 years, basically.
Then why'd you draft him?
Because he's the best one there.
I mean, if you're not trying to be good, I don't understand.
I mean, they never try to be like.
I know.
These teams like
it's just frustrating.
You say that. What's the difference between them and the Orioles?
I mean, but the Orioles have created a nucleus, and we don't just trade people with 7 years on their contract.
I mean, Connor Norby.
Yeah, but we were trying to be good now.
We were trying to be. Yeah, I guess that's true. I mean, you look at a thing. They know they're not going to be competitive within the next 2 to 3 years. You trade him now at his most impactful because he has so much. I don't know. I don't understand it. Another Pirate though had some interesting things to say this past week. According to Andrew McCutchen, he has been told that there is a different baseball happening right now.
Yeah,
he said that's why it's kind of been more dead balls this season. The one thing I want to say is that Cal Raleigh must be getting a different baseball.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. It's the seams, I guess, are higher and causing it. I will say I don't know if it's because of just summer humidity. It's kind of dampening the ball. It's getting into that time of the year where balls don't normally go sometimes, like especially in Tampa. I know there's a couple that were hit. It's just interesting because I feel like I do notice more like there's some like really good swings that are just nowhere even near the fence.
Yeah, it just seems they were saying that the seams are higher. Each ball is actually individually laced.
Yeah.
It's not like a machine that makes the baseballs. So, but yeah, I don't know. There's always something, right?
Yeah, always something. The Detroit Tigers, I don't know if you're aware of this, have the best record of baseball this year.
That's crazy.
Which is crazy to think. I mean, they were going to be good this year, but who would have thought they would have been better than the Dodgers?
I think a lot of us thought it was almost a little bit of a fluke last year on how good they were.
I didn't think so.
I mean, a lot of people, and but I mean, if you were to say, I'd challenge you, walk up to somebody on the street with a baseball cap on and tell them to name 3 Tigers players.
Well, it depends what baseball hat it is.
No,
they're not baseball fans.
Yankees or Dodgers.
Yeah, Yankees or Dodgers. That's just for the hat.
Right.
No, but this is the first time that they've had the best record this far into the season since 1984.
Wow.
Which I don't know if you're aware. That's the last time they won the World Series.
Oh, really?
So, I mean, could we be on to a Tigers World Series? There's worse teams for me that would be winning the World Series. I mean, I
get hot at great times.
But we'll have to see how it develops. I mean, you got speaking of Paul Skeens, Tariq School's best pitcher of baseball. Going to win another Cy Young this year. Someone else has been pitching a little bit more recently. Ohtani, he pitched his second appearance now, another inning. You said perfect inning is how Cody described it earlier. That's not how he describes it. That's how it's being described.
Yeah, I didn't describe it like that.
I find it ridiculous.
MLB loves Ohtani. Like,
I don't
MLB
understand.
Website.
He pitched an inning.
They're like,
he got 2 strikeouts. I've seen CML Perez do that before.
Yeah, I don't. And right under that, I will say, and today, not today, and a few days ago, they did have that Ohtani had a successful bowel movement. MLB Network.
That's good. It's good.
Yeah. I mean, they try to keep up with every single thing he does. No, I'm just kidding. I could have said it way worse.
Yeah,
so I'm proud of myself. I said it very.
But I mean, he did hit a home run in the same inning, which that's impressive. And that you don't see.
Yeah.
But he's still. I mean, he's amazing. So
he is.
Someone else that's being amazing is, I said him earlier.
Speaking of
it's Big Dumper.
Yeah, Big Dumper.
Cal Raleigh is on a tear this year. Yeah. He actually had some comments. I believe it was Sunday night. It was either Sunday night, Monday, something like that, about kind of the MVP voting. And he says, I catch I don't know, word for it. I catch every day. I don't know if he's had a day off this season.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He's catching one of the best rotations in baseball. He's leading baseball in home runs. He's leading all catchers ever in home runs before the All-Star break. Broke Johnny Bench's record.
Wow.
Which anytime you're a catcher and you're doing something with Johnny Bench.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And he has a very serious chance if he keeps this up of winning MVP this season.
Wow.
Judge is Judge. And
he does have the media behind. The New York bias.
To be fair to the New York bias, though, Aaron Judge his batting average has dropped, I think, almost 30 points in the past few weeks, and he's still batting like a 360.
Hey, Aaron Judge, in my opinion, is going to be one of those players that you're going to tell your kids someday.
Yeah,
you saw.
When the Orioles were playing this past week, I think it was maybe the Sunday games. I think it was Matt Vasgersian who was on the call for that game. Said he's probably the best hitter and most feared hitter since Barry Bonds.
Yeah,
and I agree. That's great. I mean, you're looking at it. You just had Albert Pujols retire, one of the best right-handed hitters of all time, and Aaron Judge is like 10 times better than that. Aaron Judge, when he retires, will be an inner circle Hall of Fame. It's ridiculous how good it is, and you almost get the fatigue from it, like the voter fatigue of how good he's been. Cal Rowley's going to have to do good, though, to keep up with Judge, because Judge.
I'd love to see it, though.
I love to see it because I don't want it to just be Judge every year. I love the guy, but he's still a Yankee, so I don't want a Yankee. Speaking of before the All-Star break, I know with Johnny Bench's record, the All-Star break is coming up. I hope everyone's voting. I think Cal Rowley's should be the starting catcher, hopefully.
Yeah.
But Chadwick Trump should be second.
Yeah, right.
Should we get him in there? But I know last time I checked, stuff just came out the other day. It says Ryan O'Hearn's leading all the ages by a lot.
Thank you, Boston.
Sadly, Ben Rice is in second, so we still got someone. Can we vote someone else in to kick the Yankee guy out?
Yeah.
And Jackson Ollie's second, which is good. We need these guys in first and second place because you get them in the second, they make it to the next round. I think Gleyber Torres is ahead of them. Gleyber's having an okay season.
Yeah.
But it's going to be interesting to see. I think Jackson Holliday and Ryan O'Hearn are both going to be all-stars.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's really a question. It's if they start.
Yeah, and then Felix Bautista should be an all-star.
I think Felix Bautista. Yeah, I think those are your three kind of probably your only Orioles you may see.
That's crazy.
You may see. You know what's crazy, though, is that the two other people that you may see sneaking, Gunnar Henderson, who's not having his greatest season last year, but he's still doing good. And you might see Ramon Laureano sneaking.
Yeah, something like that.
He's been one of the better outfielders. He probably, though, because it's stars.
Yeah.
But I want to move on to trivia.
Before we Elijah's trivia.
So
Emily dominated.
I got to make sure Emily doesn't show me up here. So I was looking. So Ramon Arias has been batting in a different spot. It feels like every day.
Okay.
And I wanted to see what his stats were, kind of batting different places in the lineup. So he's batted 9th in the lineup most, then 8th, 5th, and 2nd. He's been batting 2nd a lot recently. What is his batting average when batting 9th, which is his highest, where he bats the most, and then when batting 2nd in the lineup?
So he's batting what, 9th?
9th and 2nd. What's his batting average?
I'm going to say 9th is, I'm going to say a 248.
It's a 343. In the 11 games he's played batting 9th, he's batting a 343 with a 986 OPS.
Jeez. Okay. All right. And then 2nd, you said? I'm going to say a 112.
333
God,
with a 915 OPS. He,
Good job, dude.
The only time his batting average dips below 2 is when he bats 5th or 8th. So if you're Tony Mansolino, I know you're listening, Tony. So bat him either 2nd or 9th. Okay. Or 3rd. He's only played one game 3rd, but he's batting 1,000. So,
shoot, that's impressive.
Yeah.
And he's one of those guys that you almost you weren't really expecting him to still be on our team.
Yeah.
I mean,
he also should take the first pitch. He has better stats when he takes the first pitch versus swinging the first pitch.
Wow, that's awesome.
Just so he knows. I love going on Baseball Reference because you can see just basically every single stat. He really thrives in full count situations too.
Oh wow. Huh.
So I feel like the Orioles this year have gotten deep into counts a lot. I think we take some of those pitches of any teams. So maybe getting deep that helps him. I don't know.
Hey, maybe. All right. Well, before we get into our series overview, we're gonna take a break for a second. Maybe check this out. Maybe take a Disney trip.
Make magic happen with Emily at Blue Crab Travel, your Disney vacation expert. Ready to experience the wonder of Disney? Let her help you plan the ultimate Disney getaway. Whether you're heading to Disneyland, Walt Disney World, or a Disney cruise, she has you covered. Emily can take care of custom Disney itineraries, tailored to your family's needs and preferences. She also can help find you exclusive discounts on Disney hotels, tickets, and packages. Imagine a stress-free vacation with hassle-free booking for accommodations, dining reservations, and fast passes. From character meet and greets to thrilling rides, Emily will make sure every moment is unforgettable. Email Emily Jones today at emilyjones@bluecrabtravel.com to start planning your dream Disney vacation.
All right. Well, it's time to get into our series overview, or as previously known, box scores. We're not really doing hardcore box scores today because we got a lot to talk about. So stay with us really quick. So the Orioles had the Rays series last week. We got 2 out of 4 out of this. I really think we could have slept, in my opinion. We were in every game. For instance, game 2, Kramer pitched. He pitched amazing. And the Orioles win that game 5-1. You really felt confident going into the next game because the very next game, in the second inning, the Orioles scored 8. And Trevor Rogers just couldn't keep it down. The Orioles actually, after they scored 8 in the second, never got another hit, which is crazy. Meanwhile, they didn't stop the Rays from getting a hit for the rest of the game after the second. The Orioles lose that game 12-8. Super frustrating. Very next game, when you think, well, since we lost that game, we're definitely always the next one because Charlie Morton's pitching. Well, the good old Uncle Charlie came out and pitched well in game 4, and the Orioles do win 4-1. It was just, like I said, we split the series, but I just felt like there was so much more we could have done there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I know that's being just, I don't know, but the problem is the Rays are good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They're really good.
And
I think they have the best record over the past month.
Really?
Something like that in baseball. Yeah. They're
And like you said, this was a really tough stretch here because then we go and have the Yankees series. The Orioles only take 1 out of 3. In my opinion, we could have taken 2 out of 3. We don't, obviously. Sugano struggles again. He's really on a struggle bus right now. But the Orioles do win that game 5-3. Thank goodness, just because the bats just kept us alive there. And then in game 2, the second game of the series, the Orioles literally couldn't hit.
Yeah,
couldn't hit, I mean, they got 1 hit by another bad start by Eflin. So it's amazing we're even doing as good as we are right now with Eflin and Sugano both struggling. Eflin gave up 6 runs in 3 innings. There wasn't an inning that he pitched that he didn't give up. And I get that he only pitched 3 innings, but still. And then Sunday, we were trying to get back on track. The Orioles are winning pretty much the whole game 2-1. And Baker comes in and blows everything just out the door as he gives up a 3 spot in the 8th inning. I believe he only gave up 2 earned, but
yeah. To be fair to him,
he loves it.
He's been one of our best relievers, Cody.
Okay.
Okay. It's not like to be fair to him. I mean, not really be fair. He did bad. There's 4 other shots that we should have lost the game, and the Yankees were just they were beating themselves, honestly.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Yeah.
I mean, Judge had that one play that he could have tagged up on, but he didn't.
And then another thing that sucked right there is Maverick Handley gets just absolutely destroyed at home plate. But there's literally, as much as I would love to hate on Jazz Chisholm tried so hard to not hit him.
Yeah.
He came out of his shoes. He tried to pivot away, and every time Jazz would move a certain way, it's sort of like when you walk in down a tight hallway and you move one way and the guy in front of you that's walking to you moves, and you're like, you know, and so like I said,
there was a great picture I saw of him that Maverick Handley was parallel with the ground up there, all spread out, and Josh Chisholm got hit so hard, his helmet, he was facing this way, but his ear flap was right here.
In front of his face.
Helmet got flipped around in his face. It looked like his whole head was facing the complete opposite.
Thank God it wasn't.
No,
because this will be a whole different story.
No, that'd be yeah. Speaking, I'm done with Josh Chisholm. Love that he's doing good for my fantasy team. He's killed us this series. It was ridiculous. He was getting a hit base every at bat.
Oh my gosh, that sucks. And now, thank goodness, those 2 series are done. Now we're in the Rangers series. Orioles are hitting pretty well in the Rangers series so far. So we'll see. Obviously, we'll talk more about that in next week's podcast because I really want to get into my most annoyed aspect of the Baltimore Orioles, and that is the Orioles injury bug. I think I need a better title for that because it's not a bug. It's like a freaking dinosaur. I don't know. The Orioles injury giraffe. Orioles injury elephant.
Giraffe's not menacing at all.
I'm just trying to think of something big. You know what I mean? Good God. It's every day, every week, a big name is just out of nowhere getting hurt. Okay? Yeah. So, obviously, out of nowhere is not true for Maverick Handley. We saw him get destroyed. But Adley Rutschman, just out of nowhere in batting practice, hurts his side, and now he's on the IL.
But the problem is, like you say, that's out of nowhere. That's a very common just injury that people get just all the time. It's impressive that this is the first IL stint he's had his whole career.
Yeah. Okay. Here's what's not impressive: that an Oriole got hurt. I mean, because it happens. 10 out of 13 position players for the Orioles. Or hold on, let me start over. 10 out of 13 position players from opening day has served time on the IL so far. 10 out of 13. Really, it could be 11 out of 13, but it's 10 out of 13 because I'll tell you in a second. Okay, let's go through this real quick. So close your eyes. Think of a diamond, baseball diamond. All right, now think of catchers. All right. Adley Rutschman, IL. Maverick Handley, IL. They're both there right now. Gary Sanchez was on the IL.
Yeah.
He's back. So all three of your catchers has been on the IL. First base, Mountcastle. He is still on the IL. Second base, Mateo. I'm putting him at second, right? IL. Shortstop, Gunnar Henderson was on the IL. Third base, Westberg Urias was on the IL. Left field, Tyler O'Neill still is on the IL. Center field, Mullins and Kauser both were on the IL. Luckily, they're both back. Right field, Ramon Laureano, IL. He just got back. Hesse Kirsten, this is the one that's the if. This is why it's not 11. Hesse Kirsten was on the IL when he was on the Orioles, but we've sent him down to AAA, and now he's hurt. He's day-to-day. All right, so you say, well, boy, that's crazy, right? I mean, yeah. All right, let's go to starting pitching. Or let's go to pitching. Cade Povich, IL currently. Grayson Rodriguez, IL currently. Albert Suarez, IL currently. And now, these are hard to count here. Kyle Bradish, Tyler Wells is IL from last year. So they didn't get hurt this year. Everybody else was hurt this year. Zach Eflin, IL, he got back. Andrew Kitteridge, IL, he just got back. Trevor Rogers, IL, he just got back. This is crazy. I've never seen guys like your stars.
Yeah.
All of them.
And it's not like these are short stints.
No.
Like you have Mateo, he's been on the IL since May. Mountcastle's been on the IL for like a month and a half now. Henderson, he wasn't out for a while. Westberg was out for a decent amount of time. Reese wasn't a lot. O'Neill's been on the IL twice this year now, and it's felt like forever. Mullins was short, but Kauser, he's been back for 3 weeks maybe, and he went out the first series of the year.
Yeah. And then he got hurt in the very next series because he jumped into the wall.
Yeah.
He didn't go on the IL, but he couldn't play for 3
Yeah, and that's what Westberg right now, he's not playing right now because he hurt his finger in New York. And you have our pitchers, I mean, Grayson's not played a game all year. Suarez got hurt in the first series. Bradish, obviously, Wells hasn't been back.
Yeah.
Kittredge has been bad since being back. Roger's been okay. Eflin's been okay. It's not like, I have a blister on my hand. I need to go on the IL for 10 days, literally the minimum, and then come back. I don't know if we've had like more than one person that's been the minimum amount of days on the IL.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. And if you want to feel better about it, or if you want to feel worse about it, let me tell you all the return timetables.
Okay.
So, Maverick Handley, who knows? I mean, he could be gone for a while. O'Neill, he's doing his rehab stint right now, so he'll be back soon. Mateo, he's beginning his rehab assignment on the 24th.
Okay.
So that's soon. Povich, he's nearing a rehab assignment. Rutschman's after the All-Star break. That's all Mancilino said. Tyler Wells isn't looking to even throw baseballs yet. Like, he's just now throwing baseballs.
Yeah, and he's behind schedule, they're saying.
Yeah. Grayson Rodriguez, just now throwing baseballs. Ryan Mountcastle, good luck with who knows when he's coming back. Their expected return is likely August, maybe August. Who knows? Suarez is just now, he's been playing catch for a couple weeks now. Bradish is just now throwing bullpen sessions. Petit, you didn't even mention Cody.
Oh, yeah, I
He's
did.
another guy that got hurt.
Strong first name, too.
There hasn't even been an update on Cody Petit since April.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Like, it's ridiculous. But, guess what?
Beyond
So we've had 3 catchers be injured, right?
Right.
That must mean Basayo's been called up, right?
No, he is not. No. Which they're saying that he's not. They're saying he's going to wait until he's destroying AAA in all aspects, fielding and hitting. We shall see, because I've seen them say that, and we've had people that destroyed it. But anyway, the only, like I said, the only ones that haven't been from our position player side is Holiday.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. It's just crazy. It's just
Crazy.
I've never seen anything like this. It's almost like it's one of those things where we're going to talk about this in a few minutes. So we're not going to get into this yet. Actually, you're going to want to. It's almost like Gary Sanchez just happens to come back And just a couple games later, Adley Rutschman's hurt. Huh. That's weird. Because if I was, what do you call it? Don't judge me, people. What do you call it when people think of like weird theories?
Conspiracy.
Like a conspiracy theory. Like, are the Orioles trying to win? Because every time Kobe Mayo's ready, we send him down, and then Mountcastle's suddenly hurt. Huh. Anyway, so we'll think. Oh, and then Kaiser comes back, and like the very next day, Mullins is hurt. This is weird. And none of it happened on the field at the time. It always happens like in the middle of the night. Like in the middle of the night. Meanwhile, Mookie Betts kicks a wall, breaks his toe. He's good.
So it seems like Cody's hinting at Phantom IL.
I just don't know. I just don't know. And that would be ridiculous to even think that because you're too close to want to think that. I get it. I'm just...
He's saying that, and my main argument against that is I don't believe the Mike Elias cares enough about getting the prospects playing time.
I don't know.
If he cared enough that much to just put him on the IL, I think he would just ship out the players.
I don't know what he wants. It's so weird. It's so weird.
If you want to argue that Adley Rutschman does not need until after the All-Star break to play, I might believe that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, for a strain, but who knows? Maybe they're taking is stupid Ryan Mountcastle really need 4 months off? I don't like.
I mean, he had 4 months off last year too.
You know? He got. I'm pretty sure concussion. Yeah, vertigo last.
Oh yeah, vertigo. Yeah, vertigo.
I mean,
the same thing your grandmother has.
I mean, to be fair,
okay, I'm just kidding. I like you, Mountcastle. I'm not gonna.
Okay.
All right. So
you want to know what's gonna make you feel just like so much better, guys? Cody, look. Just think, next year, you might be able to hear what they're saying.
I'm excited for that, guys.
But you could pay $5 million to sit in a new box.
Yeah. So Orioles are definitely doing some stadium upgrades. Thank God. One of my biggest pet peeves at the Baltimore Orioles. You might like this because you like the look of an old stadium, but to me, it looks like a minor league stadium in this aspect, and that is the backlit signs, ad signs on the side of the stadium, like around the stadium. That's going to be gone, thank goodness, because it's all going to be LED strips all the way around.
Maybe the only major league stadium that doesn't have the LED signs around. I don't understand why we don't.
Yeah.
You can make. I'd have to imagine make more money on them.
I mean,
you play more ads.
So that's going to go around both decks, all the way around the stadium, and then we're getting a brand new video board, which is going to be great to not have two separate video boards connected to each other. It's going to be one big one. It's going to be absolutely massive. They're not going like crazy big because they want to keep the aesthetic of Camden Yards, which I respect that. So yeah, I mean, like I said,
I also like that the out of town scoreboard like that we have.
Yes,
that's going to be updated too, so it's not just got like random like green pixels thrown throughout it from where it just doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, so pretty excited about that. And then the other one that I don't know, like I know for a fact, unless somebody out there will love to get this for us, we'll probably never get to experience this.
No.
And that is the premium club that's going in where the press box is. So I'm guessing it's taking up a level there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Now,
so
if you guys want to be a guest on the podcast, buy us tickets there. We'll let you do whatever you want.
It can be your podcast if you do that. Shoot. So the capacity is going to be 380 fans. So it's going to be indoor, outdoor.
That's where you'll find Cal next year.
Yeah, VIP parking, private entrance, elevated food and beverage offerings. Yeah. I mean, like I said, that's going to be, I'm so worried that one year we're going to open Camden Yards like on opening day and you're going to see recliners behind the plate like other stadiums do, which means that that's no longer going to be a viable option for normal people.
And if we do that though, we have to get a fish tank out there too.
Oh, fish tank.
Marlins took it away, so I kind of want it back.
Yeah. How about a bird cage?
There we go. Boom. A whole bunch of birds.
A whole bunch of birds. Just fine. And then my favorite thing you hinted at it too is the new sound system for the stadium. Thank God. And my biggest thing is I want the LED boards all around. And obviously I'm not trying to take away the aesthetics. Like I get it. But and the new sound system for the stadium.
Yeah, like the LED, that's only gonna it's just gonna make it look a little bit more sleek. That's not
because it's still only gonna be the 12th largest in MLB, and there's 30 stadiums. So they're not going crazy stupid. But everything's gonna be 4K. So.
If you've been to the Guardian Stadium, their scoreboard's like massive. It's not that big.
Yeah. So like I said, I did want to hit on that, on some of the cool aspects that is coming our way that was announced in the past month. I guess we will get into our controversial part of the podcast. And that is there still optimism or, I guess, hope for a playoff run for your Baltimore Orioles? Elijah, take the floor.
So, my opening argument.
We need like a pedestal.
I want to like
a
weird wired microphone thing. Yeah. So I say yes. There's still optimism, still hope. Not saying it's gonna happen, but we can believe. We can believe. We are 12-8 so far in the month of June. That's as of Monday, June 23rd at 8:47 p.m.
Okay.
The Orioles are playing the Texas Rangers right now. They probably gonna win, but I'm not gonna jinx it yet. That'll make us look.
Actually, yeah, they did win.
Oh, never mind. Sorry, I didn't see the updates. 13-8 in the month of June so far. That gives us a 34-44 record as of June 23rd. We have 31 games left till the trade deadline. It's not a lot. If we can just go 20-11, that'll make us 54-55.
Okay.
So if we can win just a little bit more than we lose, right? We'll be one game in front of 500 or below 500. Sorry. And you want to know the only reason this is a viable way to make the playoffs? The American League is awful this season. If you go look, the Royals and the Rangers, I guess not the Rangers anymore, but the Royals, they're 2 games back of a wild card spot, and they're 2 games below 500.
Okay. Yep.
If we're in the National League, we do not have a shot because the Diamondbacks are 4 games back, and they're a game above 500 right now. The National League's much tighter, and the wild card race than the American League is. This is still, there's like 7 teams that are all within 2 or 3 games back of a wild card spot. We can make it into that heap, and then obviously getting to the wild card, making it past the league, that's a whole nother argument. You still have the month of August and September to do that. It's going to be difficult, but I don't know how you can say there's not hope that we can do something. I don't know if this is separate from the argument. You have to agree with me that the Orioles of the month of June are a completely different team than they were in April and May.
Mm-hmm.
Since DeMancelino's taken over, I'm not going to say he's the reason it's completely different, but he might be a part of it. It seemed like they really have kind of turned a page a little bit.
Yeah.
And could we see kind of what I said like a few weeks ago, I think it was, that we could see a reverse 2024. We ended off really, really bad in 2024. Still out of these records though, because we started off so good. If we end the season good, we couldn't make the playoffs. I'd rather go into the playoffs hot, or at least go into the end of the season doing good instead of losing.
Yeah.
Kind of like how we've been doing. It's possible. The month of July is going to have a lot more days off than we did this year. This month. This month's kind of interesting to see that we did this good. We played 14 games in a row.
Right.
And it's, like we said, it's summer. The dog days are here. It's hot. They were in, and with the Rays, humidity was crazy. It's like, they need off days. They need the bullpen needs the rest. If we can get the bullpen at full strength, get the rotation at full strength, get some of our injured pieces back slowly through the month of July,
right.
Get our reinforcements in August. If we have Bradish and Wells and Povich fully healthy by the end of August going into September, and we're just around 500, I think we can make a decent push into the wild card race and sneak in there somehow. I'm not saying it's a guarantee. I am saying I believe that it is possible for us to be close to the race. I'm not saying we're going to make the playoffs, but I think come September, we will be in a spot where we're not out of it by September 1st.
Yeah, I hear you.
Your turn.
All right. So, as I have the floor now, after your initial argument, I say that because I did say optimism, right? I didn't say a logical argument. You gave me a logical argument, so shouldn't. No, I'm just kidding. I'm starting to fade. I keep like the Orioles won against the Rangers the first game, 6-1. Trevor Rogers pitched great. And every time we win, I'm like, okay. And then the next day we get one hit, and the next day another guy gets hurt. And so, like, for instance, I completely agree. I completely agree. He's typing something, trying to prove me wrong. So I can't look while you're typing. So it's one of those things where it's just frustrating because, for instance, June was a totally different Orioles team, but to me, the reason why it was a totally different Orioles team was because they got healthy.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got healthy, so we took 2 steps forward. Well, then you lose the one guy who is getting back also, like, to a step, which is Rutschman. Now he's hurt again. So now we don't have Rutschman again. And then I'm just assuming I know you shouldn't think this. I'm assuming another big guy's going to get hurt. For instance, in the Rangers game, the very first inning, a ball was hit to Kauser. He like started wincing in like pain. You're like, oh, there he goes. He's gone. Westbrook's hurt right now. Like you said, he's not playing right now for some reason. He's not on the IL, but he's not playing. So you're just waiting for him to be hurt. It's like every time you get hope, it's just something happens. It's just, I just look at the biggest thing I'm looking at is like, you look at games played, it's ridiculous. What did we play? How many, 78 games? Is that how many games we played?
So far we've played 74.
Oh, I'm sorry. So we played 74 games, right? And for instance, so Gunnar Henderson's played 71, Holiday 71, Adley 68. It's getting ready to drop. And Ahern 65, Mullins 62. And then it drops all the way to Urias at 55. Kershid, who's not even on the team, 54. So it's like there's nobody that's even played in the 40s.
Yeah.
Because it's just, so what I'm saying is, I'm just, by the way the season has gone, I'm assuming it's going to continue with this. And which is ridiculous to say that, because you're assuming injury, and I'm not assuming injury. I'm assuming injury. I'm not hoping injury. Okay. I just keep seeing what's happening. You're waiting for, if Eflin has one more bad start, is he hurt? If Sagan has one more bad, is he hurt? Like, because it just it's happening every day, every game. The biggest thing is I'm trying my best now. Listen, Orioles fans, to just not let it get to me anymore. You know what I mean? Because it pisses you off. Yeah. Like the Orioles, when we were playing the Yankees, and we're just not getting a hit, and you're like, okay, hold on, I didn't gonna say it. Like Gunnar Henderson's doing well this year, but like you have Gunnar Henderson, he strikes out, whatever. Maybe he didn't strike out, but he doesn't get a hit. Rutschman, nothing. Kauser, nothing. And you're just like, well, I saw this a whole half of last year. It's hard for me to not take last year, the end of last year. Well, not that, August, September, to not take that and put it right on top of this and just be like, maybe that's just this. Maybe that's just this team right now. I want to say one thing, though, because I want to be clear, is I'm losing optimism. Okay, so I won't say I don't have no optimism. I'll say I'm losing optimism hope. I'm 95% down. I'm not zero, so I'm not saying there's no chance. 95, that's how far I am. 95% sure that we're not going to make it. But I don't even know where I was going, because that got me. It's just but I'm not saying that this team can't win. Yeah. So what I mean is, I am almost at the point where I'm like, boy, if we trade Ahern, because guys, I just want to be real with you, he's a free agent, and I don't know if the Orioles, if he wants $25 or $20 million next year, and they wouldn't even give that to Santander or whatever Santander, he's not an Oriole next year.
Also, to be fair, Ryan O'Hearn has no amount of bargaining power. Say he's had one good season.
I hear you.
I don't believe he's an Oriole next year. I agree with you.
But so here's what I'm saying. So if we start trading off, so say this. Say we trade him. Say we trade Mullins. Mm-hmm. Say we trade Sugano, and whoever. Okay, I'm trying not to trade F1. I'm hoping F1, and we get pieces for next year. Would you just really just go, hey, 2026 is our year. We're like doing everything. We're gonna get a couple. We're gonna get a free agent. We're gonna get trade pieces for this year. I mean, from this year to next year, and that gives you hope going into it for maybe to give you a good 2-year run at this massive team. And then another part of me is like, okay, I want to show our owner and our GM that we got to spend a little bit. Yeah. Like, you can't just hope that we can do this. Show them that going cheap isn't going to work, that we need to get some 2-3-year contracts in there. But anyway, that's my thing. I'm more on the emotional side, and that's how I live. So this whole podcast is Cody's the emotional Oriole fan. I just speak from emotion. And then Elijah ticks me off because he hits me with like hard stats and numbers and things that don't line up with emotion. Yeah. No, but my emotion's been right I'm 33. I'm 32 or 33. for my entire life, my emotions been right.
No, yeah, you argue with emotions. I understand that. If you want me to use my emotions, I have more hope in this team right now than I did in the Orioles of September of last year. I have more hope of something good to happen. I knew by September of last year that team was doing nothing. I believe
Okay.
I did like
Okay, yeah.
do
Okay.
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it.
Okay, look, if you look right now, the Rays, Blue Jays, Guardians, and Mariners all are safe for a wild card spot. There's a 2-way tie in last place. I fully believe we could beat any of those teams in a 3-game series right now for a wild card series. I knew we were going to lose that. Obviously, I'm not. I didn't want to say that last year. We all knew we were losing against the Royals last year, right? I believe we could win it. We're not so down. We obviously have to get there. I understand that. But I still believe in that. Kramer's been really good lately. Eflin has been bad, but his career shows that he will bounce back.
I hope
He's not.
Yeah, I like
he's
him.
just not going to go down for the rest of his career. That's not how it's going to be. Sugano's been okay. And you say where we have games where we just the next day we get one hit like against the Yankees. Clark Schmidt's one of the best pitchers in baseball. He has the 4th best ERA in the American League since the start of last season. I know that's my stats you don't like. Well, I'm just saying you can't just go off.
But that's the guy you'll
Yankees.
play in the playoffs if you were to get there.
Yeah, and the guy that we beat them the game before. This is what, like, you think. We also, if we're playing them in the playoffs, we don't use the bullpen the same way we did the next game, and maybe the results are different. You can't just, if you're going to argue about playoff baseball, that is a completely different category. But we're playing the Yankees, who are arguably the 2nd or 3rd best team in the American League, and we held our own against them for the most part.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're going to finish in 3rd place.
Now, I have a question for you. You say you don't think it's, like, you don't even think it's possible.
No,
Do you know,
I mean,
do you know a team that won the World Series recently?
Washington Nationals.
Yeah, they were 37-40.
They also had pitching.
They were 37-40 on June
pitcher.
23rd. They still started off to that bad of a start with all this pitching. We have a much better offense than that team did.
Yeah.
And I'm just
They
saying,
didn't have Juan Soto.
and Bryce Harper, I understand.
No, they didn't have Bryce.
Oh yeah, that's right. That Bryce was, but they had
Yeah.
Trey Turner. Say that. Like, yes,
They didn't have Trey Turner.
we've Gunnar Henderson.
But we don't have a Juan Soto.
Okay.
I-
That's one player.
I get
I'm
it.
just saying, if you're going to talk about emotions, I'm sure 2019 Nationals fans felt the same way we do right now. There's no way it can happen.
Yeah. They didn't have a great bullpen, so that's a good argument.
They had
But-
Daniel Hudson. We have Felix Bautista.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, think about it that way. This is, like I said, if you want to, Michael Elias can look at the way that the American League is, and maybe he says, I don't even know what happens if this team is the same way next year as it is this year. Getting an extra piece or two might not change that.
You're right.
Why not try to capitalize on a weak American League this year? Not trade away. Trust your guys to get you there. And this is what I'm saying. We still have a month until the deadline. And if we go and win 10 of the next 30, we're trading our guys away. But do you believe that if we go 20-11 and we're at 500 by August 1st, do you believe we're trading our guys away? July 31st, you still think?
I see.
Do you think?
Okay.
Do you think we will versus do you think we should?
Okay. No. Okay. I don't think we should.
Okay.
I think
if we continue the argument that if we play that well, you think we should keep?
I think we should.
Oh, Hearn.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. No, absolutely. Because I don't think
you don't think we'll get to that.
Yeah, I don't think we, in my opinion. So it reminds me of if you remember when we traded all the big pieces away, and a few years ago, Adam Jones, and you just didn't get anything back.
Yeah.
And I like O'Hearn. Oriole fans, we like O'Hearn. We also like Trey Mancini. We didn't get anything back.
Yes, we did.
Who?
Trey Mancini. I believe that we got Seth Johnson back in that trade, which led to Gregory Soto.
Okay, so we didn't get anything back, and but no, for real though. So in my opinion, O'Hearn and Mullins, are they more valuable to you right now, or is some hope prospect what? And I would say that if you're gonna get a prospect, this is hope.
Yeah.
Then I don't think you should do it.
The only guy that the Orioles would 100% sell if we need to is O'Hearn. If we get to the point that we're selling, he's the first guy to go. Yeah. He is a rental designated hitter / first baseman. Yeah.
So
he's not to say he's not valuable, but he's valuable as a player to trade, though, you're not getting. You don't get anyone that will impact for next season from the Rhino-Heart. You won't.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have time to look it up, but what I would. And do you remember when we traded that our closer and we got Cano?
Jorge Lopez.
Okay,
yes.
I would love to know what our record was then, because I almost guarantee you it's better than it was now. And we traded, and we were making a push, and then our GM said, "No, we're not ready yet." So we traded him. Don't get me wrong, was it a great trade?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He was a very flyer pick, though, to be good. Cano, we didn't know he was going to.
Right. So what I'm saying, though, is that's why I think they trade. I think they trade because if there's not a clear road,
On August 2nd, we were 2 games above 500.
And we traded.
And that was the deadline day.
And I think that's what happens. But I would almost say this. Okay, hold on. I'm going to take back for a second.
Okay.
I think with this team in the state that we're in, like you're saying, if we're 2 games above 500, I bet we don't trade.
Yeah.
But if we're a game back, I think
I think we would have to be like 3 games below 500 or more for him to trade. I don't think, because just to put it in perspective, on July 31st at the trade deadline, there are nearly 60 games left in the season. We've played 74, 75 games at this point, 30 games until the trade deadline. Yeah. Again, you have a third of the season left still at that point.
So, and
if you look at how we've done since when we've kind of had this bounce back from the beginning of June to the end of July, if we can replicate that in July to August, September, we could be in a playoff spot.
Can you imagine it? Could you pull a blanket over somebody's eyes and get them to get Sagano for 1 year, just like the Marlins got Norby and Stowers from us for Rogers?
You also think about it. Rogers, though, he had
1
years deal.
Yeah. But
he wasn't a 1 year.
Yeah, you're right.
We're starting right now.
No, you're right about that.
That's why.
But he was 0-9 though.
You could get a Kyle Stowers like prospect, maybe. But also, if you think about it, Kyle Stowers, the only reason he was given the chance to succeed this year is because he's on the Marlins, who are awful, and he was able to get the playing time. Someone like Kyle Stowers won't get the playing time on the Orioles.
Right. But I'm hoping what you would hope is you get some type of pitching.
And I don't think you can. You don't see. I mean, a pitching prospect that you'd get back for a 1 year deal like that, because it's hard to trade pitching for hitting. You don't really see that. So I doubt if we gave up O'Hearn, you're going to get pitching back, and that's what you need. Just so you give up Sugano, you're not going to get. You're not going to get Mick Abel for Toby Sugano. Yeah, like you're not.
So we shall see. We shall see. Like I said, it's just a thought that that keeps going through your head. I know, I'm sure, you got Elijah on one shoulder every time we win, and you got me on your other shoulder every time we lose. So hopefully Elijah's right, because I want him to be right. I swear, I want him to be right. I want him to go. I told you we had a chance. Because if the Orioles win, it's a good day. You know what I mean? So we can't thank you enough for joining us on another episode here on the Eutaw Street Banter podcast. Please subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Also, give us a like and comment. Remember, you can listen to us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And also, please give us 5 stars. It helps us kind of climb the ladder there. And you can follow us and comment and talk to us on Facebook. We're on X. We're on Instagram. We're on TikTok. We're on literally everything. So, until next time, guys, thank you so much. We hope we have great news to talk about next week. Maybe the Orioles just won't lose a game.
Maybe.
I'm just great. Yeah, we almost did it a few weeks ago. So, maybe we do it again.
Maybe.
See you guys. Thank you.
See ya.